What's going on, Colts Nation? Appreciate you joining me for another video. And before we get into the video, just know that in the description there is a link for Green Gridiron where you can get mini helmets or authentic NFL helmets. Okay, and make sure to use the discount code INDSYN at checkout and use that referral code down in the description so that they know I sent you. Okay, so again, go to the description. Holiday season coming up. Mini helmets, mini helmet accessories, helmets, helmet accessories, whatever the case may be. You want it for you, your man cave, a loved one, whatever the case is. Mini helmets and authentic NFL helmets can be found on Green Gridiron. The link in the description. Again, that is code INDSYN for the discount code. I appreciate you stopping by. And now let's get into the video. What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me, and hey, happy Thanksgiving. If you're tuning in today, know a lot of people with their family, a lot of people going to be watching football games today. If you're seeing this, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you have a blessed day, whatever your situation is. I know this day not always ideal for everybody, right? But for whatever it's worth, I'm with you for a couple minutes today. I hope you enjoy the conversation. We're just going to look at past Colts games on Thanksgiving, and actually even dating back to Baltimore Colts, there are only 4 of them. Colts don't get a whole lot of respect on Thanksgiving. Now they do have the Lions and the Cowboys every year on Thanksgiving, so that takes up a couple of slots automatically, but nonetheless, when they have 4 games to talk about and just look back on the history, right? And only one, the Baltimore Colts only had 1 Thanksgiving game. I don't honestly know when they started doing Thanksgiving games, to be completely clear. But I do know that the 1965 Colts played the Lions on Thanksgiving Day. That was actually a tie. That game ends in a tie. Johnny Unitas, 14 for 34, 188, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. In that game, you also had Jerry Hill, who had 60 rushing yards on 17 attempts. And then Lenny Moore, name a lot of us know, a Colts legend, 7 carries, 55 yards in that game. Then on the Lions side, their quarterback, Milt Plum, had 9 completions, 23 attempts. So defense doing a solid job there for the Colts that day. 106, 1 touchdown, an interception. He got sacked twice. Unitas got sacked 4 times back when defense ran the NFL. You know what I mean? So when you look at it, gave up 23 yards, 23 carries, 146 yards against Amos Marsh. So for all intents and purposes, I mean, pretty entertaining game, especially for that time. 24-24, seemingly a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns getting put on the board, especially for the Colts. So ended up 24-24. Then you move forward. The next game, the next 2 actually against the Lions. This one in the Peyton Manning era, 2004 on Thanksgiving Day. We went to Detroit. And Peyton had one of the best games of his career. Certainly one of the most efficient, that's without a doubt, one of the most efficient games in NFL history, to be completely honest with you. 23 for 28, 236, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, 141.4 quarterback rating. I mean, just absolutely ridiculous. Edgerrin James, 23 carries, 105 yards, doing a great job catching the ball. You had Marvin Harrison get 12 catches on 16 targets, 127 yards, 3 touchdowns. Brandon Stokely, 5 catches, 57 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. I know in the scoring for this game, it was Brandon Stokely, then Lions kicked a field goal. Brandon Stokely, Lions kick a field goal. Brandon Stokely, and then Marvin Harrison, Lions kick a field goal. Marvin Harrison, Marvin Harrison. I mean, just, again, efficient day. None of those touchdowns any longer than 1 was to Brandon Stokely for 25. The rest of them were 13 and less. So, again, incredibly efficient. I mean, running the ball, passing the ball, dominated the Lions 41-9 that day on Thanksgiving. Then the next game, 3 years later, against the Falcons. This time, Peyton Manning, 22 of 32, 272, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Got sacked 4 times on this day. And in this one, we ended up having Kenneth Keith and Joseph Adai. And Keith ended up with 74 yards. Adai ends up with 44 yards, but gets a touchdown in that game. And then when you look at the Lions side, they had Joey Harrington at quarterback, if anybody remembers him. 14 of 30, 155, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, 2 sacks for the defense. And then overall, I mean, they had Warwick Dunn get 17 carries, 70 yards. I mean, defense showed out for sure here on this day. Coming out, doing their thing, getting another W. What was the score? 31-13 to move to 9-2 at this point here on this Thanksgiving game. And then our last Thanksgiving Day game was our only loss on Thanksgiving. And this one, of course, to the Steelers in 2016. Ben Roethlisberger, 14 for 22, 21, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Then when you look running the ball, Le'Veon Bell, oh, I do remember this game. Okay, 23 carries, 120 yards, 1 touchdown, just back when Le'Veon Bell was Le'Veon Bell. Tough to stop, patient runner. Just really just waited for the hole to open up and gash just all day long. Again, Big Ben only had 221 yards, but had 3 touchdowns. Like efficient offense against our defense that day. Of course, much different defense. We ended up rolling out Scott Tolzien that day at quarterback. Went 22 for 36, 205, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Got sacked 3 times. Pat McAfee had a pass for 35 yards on a punt. I believe that was backed up, kind of in our own. It was like near the 20th, I think, and Pat got a big play to Swoop, Dwayne Swoop, what was it? Swoop. Eric Swoop. That was it. Eric Swoop was a tight end that caught that pass from Pat McAfee on Thanksgiving Day. This was also the Frank Gore year. He had 15 carries for 28 yards. I mean, that really sums up about how 2016 went. I mean, T.Y. Hilton has 3 catches on 5 targets in that game, 54 yards. Dante Moncrief got 11 targets, but only had 45 yards and a touchdown. Kind of got dominated a little bit. Ended up losing. Oh yeah, not a little bit, a lot. We lost that game 28-7. And at that point, 5-6. Andrew Luck isn't around anymore throughout that season, and of course, that one ends up going to the pooper. And boy, you think back to that time, no Andrew Luck, like it all started in 2016, really. Everything that's happened started in 2016. But again, that was just a quick run through of Colts Thanksgiving games, just to come up here, have a video for you guys. If you stop in here on Thanksgiving, man, I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Hit me down in the comment section if you're watching this. Hit me in the comment section. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm sure at some point you're going to be watching the games. A couple of these games going to be kind of boring. Start scrolling through the comments, reply to some of you guys, and that kind of thing. So whatever the case, make sure you're subscribed, have notifications on, hit that like button as well. I never really say that, but hey, hitting that like button helps out a whole lot here on the channel. Of course, I appreciate you guys so much for stopping by the channel. And of course, as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.